child, Katie Beard, and today for you, I am bringing you my thoughts on Voltron Season 8. Now, of course, before I get into Season 8, I will let you know that there will be spoilers, like, my god, I'm gonna cover a lot of stuff that happens in Season 8, so if you have not watched it for yourself, go and do that, and then come back here, and then we can discuss what happened this season. Okay, now that I've got that out the way, okay guys, what was Season 8? What was it? That is the one question I have been asking myself, and yeah, okay, so Season 8 happened. Okay, so, yes, alright, so there's a lot of things, like, I did have a lot of problems with Season 8. Like, there are some things that happened where I don't exactly know how to explain my emotions on it. I'm upset and disappointed. I think that's pretty much how I feel at this point. But, yes, so how I'm going to do this is, well, I'm going to start with all the things that I really didn't like this season. But then I am going to end this video on the things I did like. Because there were things in Season 8 that I will say, you know what, I enjoyed that. But I'd rather get the negative stuff out the way first. Now, okay, so I've stated on this channel before that I am a huge clan shipper. Like, I ship it to the moon and back. So I want to make this clear because I've seen a lot of people say this, and I just want to make it clear. I am not really that fussed that clans didn't become canon. Like, really, when it came to it, my expectation level for clans being canon were like this low. Like, it was pretty much rock bottom. Like, I was not expecting clans to be a thing by Season 8, just obviously from all the stuff that we've seen. So this has nothing to do with that. Just to let you guys know, because I don't hate a show just because my ship didn't become canon. I normally just don't like things if other things happen, you know, etc, etc. But yeah, I just wanted to make that clear that the reason why I didn't like Season 8 isn't because clans didn't become canon. There's just other things that annoyed me this season, but I just want to make that clear because I know someone in the comments might say something, but I thought I'd just get that out. But yeah. Okay, so one of the things that really, really bothered me was basically how they treated their characters in Season 8. Like, it's just, for me, I feel like they did Lance dirty, they did Alora dirty. Shiro, we got something for him, but I still feel like there's something that kind of still irks me about it. I think really, like, Keith, you know, he was still Keith. Like, I think he was okay. Paige, pretty much, I felt like she got what she wanted, and so did Hunk. But I feel like the two characters they did dirty was Lance and Alora. Mainly just, okay, so I'm gonna talk about Lance first, like how I felt it went for him this season. And basically, they did his character so dirty, and it bothers me, really. Like, I love Lance. I've admitted this before, that he's definitely up there as one of my favorite characters. And the way they treated him in Season 8, honestly, I don't know, it's just, it frustrates me. Mainly just, like, I felt like I've seen people say he got character arc, but he really didn't. Like, he really didn't really get that much of a character arc. Pretty much Season 8 for him was just being Alora's boyfriend, and that was pretty much it. And then obviously when Laura died, he became a farmer? Like, what? Excuse me? What? Hold up. That's one thing I don't get, is why is Lance a farmer? Out of everyone, you know, like, Shiro becomes like captain of the Atlas and so working in space and all that. Then, you know, Keith's out there helping the Blade of Mamora. Hunk's got his like cooking thing that is going on, you know, cooking foods for diplomat meetings and all that, which, you know, Hunk loves to do. And then obviously Paige has her science, and Lance becomes a farmer. I feel like Lance got the short end of the stick there. Like, this boy went to a school that teaches you how to be basically a pilot, an engineer, or obviously a tech. Like, it's basically to do with traveling in space. This boy wanted to travel in space. He wanted to be a fighter pilot to the point, like, he had a freaking rival because he wanted to be the best at it, and he becomes a freaking farmer? Like, that makes no sense. Okay, yeah, we see him milk Colton Acre once, and now, like, it's just why, like, Lance could have done so much more. Like, if it was that he wanted to spread Alora's message or, you know, help out, then there's millions of things he could do. He could have came out like a diplomat for Earth. He, like, could have traveled and saw space, and even, like, it's just, like, farmer for him made no sense whatsoever to me. Like, why did he become a farmer? That never seemed like his goals in life. There was never a point where Lance was like, you know what, if the space thing doesn't work out, you know, farming is good for me. Like, no, like, we see him milk a cow once, but there's no other interest in Lance wanting to be a farmer. It doesn't make sense for me for Lance to be a farmer. He should have been doing something else, at least being a fighter pilot or something like that, because that's what he wanted to do. That was the interests he had. So I'm like, why? I don't understand it. Also, like, it irks, one of the things that irks me, the fact that, you know, Alora died, was basically, after all that, it's basically, Lance is never, ever really, like, from the story standpoint, Lance is really not gonna ever get, you know, move on from Alora, like, really ever. I don't feel like he ever could. I don't think anyone could ever get over someone like that, because mainly, yes, Alora basically sacrificed herself to save the universe. They have a day to celebrate her, and then also she gives Lance the Altean marks. So pretty much every time Lance looks in a freaking mirror now, he's just gonna see that and be reminded of Alora, and he'll probably feel bad if he got with somebody else. But yeah, it just, I didn't like this at all, and I know I said I would have loved to see Altea and Lance, but this is not how I pictured this. And it's just, they did him so dirty, and it makes me really upset because he had so much potential. Also, here's another thing that really bugged me. What the heck was the point to Lance's sword? We see that Lance could turn his Bayard into a sword. Does he use it? No! He used it once in that training sequence, and then it's like the writers were like, wait, what? Oh, Lance has a sword? Whoops. Like, did they just forget that his Bayard can turn into a sword? Like, did they just forget that? That's one of the problems, again, I have with Voltron, is that they have such wasted potential. Like, seriously, you know what they could have done? Like, to have, like, Lance's sword come out? Like, see when he is fighting King Alfor? Could have had Lance's gun turn into a sword. There you go. Could have had the whole big battle with that sword, because obviously King Alfor is also using the same sword, so it would have made a more deeper connection, but nope, he still used his weapon, and I'm like, really? There was no point in giving Lance that sword, because he never used it. What was the point? What, to say that he had great potential? There were other ways. What is the point of giving someone a weapon they're never gonna freaking use? Like, Keith got a new weapon, which was this gun thing, and he used it like 3 times or twice, I can't remember, but you know, he at least used it more than once. And it just, again, that one bugs me because we never really got to see Lance use the sword, and it bugs me to no end that we didn't get to see it. Like, I felt like the sword that Lance had was forgotten and was just like, oopsies. So yeah, that bugged the heck out of me, and yeah. Okay, and now we're gonna go to Allura. Allura, she really shouldn't have died. I really did not see the point in Allura dying in this season at all. Like, why? Why? That's one of the things. Why? I don't like this trope where the girl has to sacrifice herself. And also it's like, she was a good role model to millions of girls as well, and I just felt like, no, she didn't need to die. There could have been another way. They could have figured out some other way to use the energy, but they did, like, Allura didn't need to die. That is something I am so annoyed with. And like, I know like there's a thing up in the fandom that not a lot of people like Allura. I did like Allura. Yes, I was annoyed with her, obviously, when it was revealed that Keith was Galra, but obviously after that, I didn't mind Allura that much. But, it's just, that was, no, you treated her dirty, and it was not fair. She should have not died. That is me. She should have not have died. Like, I would have been fine if, like, Lance and Allura just ended up together, if that was the case, instead of her just dying. I will say, I feel really bad for Allura and shippers, because you guys got what you wanted. They got together, and then DreamWorks was like, "La, we're just gonna kill off Allura," and then Lance gets jack squat. So yeah, so I feel really bad for you guys, because you got your ship, and it just didn't really become endgame. Because last time I checked, endgame usually means that they're a relationship that lasts. So, it just, I feel really bad for Lawrence shippers. But mainly for me, like, when it comes to Lawrence, honestly, I wouldn't really have minded much of them getting together if it was written better. Like, I feel like the whole thing between Lance and Allura wasn't written well. Like, honestly, it annoyed the living heck out of me. Like, cause yeah, one of the things is like the progression of like them getting together, like especially through the seasons, just again to me it felt so forced. Cause pretty much like Allura from season 1 to 5, thoughts about Lance were more like, ew, Lance. Why would I want to date Lance? He has such ugly ears. And then obviously season 6, she learns that obviously Lance has a crush on her, but that was a face of, oh, Lance actually really likes me, but I don't like Lance in that way. Like, that was the face of I don't like you in that way when the mice told her. And then suddenly in season 8, or like some weird end in season 7, she's like, oh Lance, I love you so much. Like, where did, that's not how, like, we didn't get to see it properly, like, come together. Like, we didn't even get to see like them, like, you know, grow a bond together to the point where, you know, you could be like, okay, we understand why you guys are in a relationship now. Like, it felt so bad. Like, oh my god, guys, I'm just so, it bothers me to no end. Like, yeah, that's one thing. I would be fine with Lawrence if it was written better. Like, I want to know who wrote that, because that's just, no. Okay. Alright, another kind of thing I want to bring up is, yeah, Shiro. Shiro. I love Shiro. And, of course, I know all of us were pretty much upset when we learned that obviously Adam died, and you know, Shiro didn't really get to see him anymore, and he didn't really have a proper grieving moment. And then obviously at the end of season 8, we see that he marries somebody else. Now, yes, I am very happy that we got a LGBT kiss on a kid's show. Yes, I am all about that. But, we really should have gotten to know the guy that Shiro marries, because it is because I did see later on that, yeah, he was, like, about, like, you did see him in the ship, and he was there in the background and stuff. He sometimes did a wee bit of talking, but there was hardly any interactions with him with Shiro. Like, there was obviously that bit where he was watching Shiro do the arm wrestling competition, but that was about it. There's not really any, like, there wasn't any interactions. I felt like if there was some interactions, like, if you actually got to see the two of them talking, like, maybe that bit where, like, Shiro goes flying across the room, it's him that catches him instead of Veronica. So, yeah, I felt like they could have done that a bit better, because I also feel like they kind of just was like, oh yeah, we'll just put this guy with Shiro. It's fine, it's fine. Because, yeah, I feel like it's one of these things, like, we should get to know what their relationship is actually like. Like, how is their dynamic? That's what I care about. So, yeah, I'm happy that, you know, we did get LGBT representation, but I kind of wish we knew the character just a little better. Like, we should have seen some interactions. I mean, even though we didn't really see Adam as much, we still at least saw Adam have a conversation with Shiro. So, yeah, it just felt like they could have, again, for me, they could have handled things a lot better, but of course they didn't. So, yeah. Okay. Also, there's so many other things, like, one thing, like, I remember hearing that we were supposed to hear them talk about, you know, Keith nearly, obviously, sacrificing himself, but that was never brought up. The only other person that knows about it is Matt, and that is about it. Like, gone. Yeah. So, we didn't get to discuss about that, which I felt like that could have been something that could have been discussed, but it didn't. And, yeah, and there's just so many moments where I was like, why is this happening? Like, I felt like the people who wrote, like, season 1 and 2 of Voltron were completely different people, and then maybe nearly not the same people for season 3, and then 4, 5, and 6 were written by different people, but they were still okay, and then 7 and 8 were obviously written by people who don't know what the heck they're doing. Like, this season, honestly, is to see the episode where we get to see, I can never remember his name, but, you know, one of the MI pilots was doing a vlog, and I felt like we really didn't need that episode. Like, we don't really know the other characters that well, and it just didn't feel right. I felt like it was kind of wasted. Like, we could have used that episode for a completely different thing. Like, yeah, that episode wasn't great, like, mainly just because because it's very much like the found footage kind of thing, which I normally don't mind. If found footage is well done, then I'm good. But found footage kind of like, if you're doing it like filming or you're actually doing it cartoons, it just really depends. Like, you gotta really, for me at least, found footage stuff is either freaking golden or like, it's just, yeah, I felt like that episode was kind of a waste. Like, if you want to do some vlog thing, I think you really should have gotten Lance to do it, because we all know Lance would totally be a vlogger. But no, I just felt like that episode was wasted. But yeah, but this whole thing, and just it just felt like the writing in this season was really, really bad. Like, I don't know what exactly happened in the writer's room, but it just, no, the writing for season 8 just was not great. Like, honestly, like, I don't really get what happened. Like, I know obviously DreamWorks obviously had their hands in a lot of stuff that obviously the Voltron crew couldn't control themselves, so I don't know really who to blame. I feel like I should blame DreamWorks and not the Voltron crew, but there's so many things. But yeah, it's just so many things that have happened that I'm just like, that's my thing. I love Voltron. Voltron is, like, I love Voltron because mainly it's characters. I love the characters themselves. I like the story. I liked to see where they were going. And I feel like they just took the characters and went, whatever. But yeah, it made me just so annoyed. Also, that first episode where like Lance and Alora like were on their date, like I was getting red flags from that episode, like something bad's gonna happen between them. I did not expect obviously Alora to, well, I kind of had a feeling Alora might die because there was talk about it, but I still didn't actually think it was gonna happen. Also, the leaks, yes, they were real. I actually was very surprised that they were actually a thing. They did obviously, I think, change the guy from who Shiro was going to obviously marry, so they changed that. But yeah, so as we saw, obviously they were real. But yeah, it's just, there's so many things like that I just did not like about this season. Also, like it just made me so annoyed about this season that I won't be in a time rushing to rewatch it. But yeah. So now that I'm done with my like thoughts about season 8, like the negative parts of season 8, I will tell you what I actually liked about season 8. Okay, so I will admit the animation was on point this season. Like, damn, the animation was so good. Like, I also saw, like, you know when like they formed Voltron, I was watching the season with my girlfriend, and when it came on, she looked and went, does this look a little, like the transformation look a little better? And I was looking at it going, yeah, it actually does. It looked crisp as feck. Animation team, you did an amazing job. Well done. I hope you guys get to go on and make other projects because you guys are talented. Also, the voice acting again was on point. Like, the voice actors were again amazing. Again, they gave brilliant performances, and again I would like to thank them for just being so talented. And again, I will be following a lot of their careers. If I hear that they're voicing something, I will definitely watch it because they are so good. What else? Also, when it came to like the battle scenes, like I felt so intense watching, like when they went to freaking go against Hagar in episode, I think it was episode 6. I was like, wait, hold on, we're going into this big battle so early on, like damn. But it was so intense and I absolutely loved it. I was literally on my seat, like I could feel like my heart going boom, 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 boom. I've never been in so much, like I've never been in so intense in like my entire life. It was so well done. Also, I will say the fights between the old paladins and obviously the new paladins were again so well done. It was like, again, it was so good, and also we got to, you know, see the new paladins and the old paladins interact, and I thought that was amazing. I just thought it was amazing, and just seeing the old paladins reacting to the new paladins I thought was good. I obviously know why Lance was obviously fighting with King Alfor, and obviously then King Alfor gave a speech, like obviously the other older paladins and did with the newer paladins. Like honestly, the speech that I don't really remember her name, but obviously the original green paladin, the one that they gave to Pidge, was beautiful. I loved it. Like I honestly do think that Lance should have really been with Blaze. I think that's what his name is. Yeah, I think obviously the old blue paladin, but I know obviously because now Lance obviously pilots red, so it makes more sense. But I feel like they would have been more of a connection there, but that's just me. But yeah, it's just, that was really well done. So yeah, there was a lot of things. Like I did enjoy the Clear Day episode. I thought that was a lot of fun. Like just seeing, like I love that scene where Keith and Hunk are in basically the ripoff of Small World After All, and then the ride breaks down, and keeps singing the song, and Hunk's loving it, and like Keith's just like, what am I doing here? I will say though, Keith, you gotta learn to have some fun. Like you could have had some fun while you were there. It was just a day out to have some fun. And the fact that Shiro was in the obviously the arm wrestling contest, that was fun too. and like Lance trying to win the lion plushie, like, and obviously I ended up signing them. Lance has really nice handwriting, by the way, like, damn, good penmanship there, boy. Paige obviously got to have fun. Like, I loved the fact that Paige was trying to win like the shiny helmet thing for Aurora, and then she obviously realized she ran out of coins, and then she ran up to her dad giving her the puppy dog look, and her dad nearly fell for it, but her mom was like, no thank you, no, you ain't falling for that. Like, I love Colleen. She is amazing. Like, her throughout the season, like every time she was on screen, I was like, yes girl, I love Colleen. You could definitely see where Paige gets it. But yeah, I just love how, yeah, that was amazing. And I will say I loved the first bit of the episode where like the girls got together and they, you know, went shopping to find Aurora the perfect outfit. I also love that they referenced the 80s Voltron with Paige watching it, just being like, do I really sound like that? I just thought that was amazing, and I love how basically Paige basically ended up signing things and dressing up like 80s Paige. I thought that was amazing. Yeah, those scenes, like the wee character moments we actually got to see, I loved. Because that's why, again, I fell in love with Voltron, was the characters. Like, I love the characters. And do I hate Voltron now that all the stuff that happened? Honestly, no. I don't hate Voltron. I'm upset and disappointed at season 8, but I don't hate Voltron. I still love it, and I'll still continue to be in this fandom until God knows when. So I'll still probably make videos about Voltron. Like, I do plan to make some. Like, I'm still planning on making that Pokemon third part like video. And also there's another Voltron video that I want to do probably later on next year, but I'm not going to tell you what that is until a bit obviously later. But yeah, I will still make Voltron content, and I will also be making more cosplays. Yes, there will be a lot of clans because, you know, you gotta fill the void. So if you obviously like clans, obviously check out my cosplay videos. But yeah, so no, I don't hate Voltron. I don't think I will ever hate Voltron. I just think it could have been handled better. And you are allowed to enjoy something and critique it. For me, I can never really think of a show and be like, yes, that was perfect. Like, I'm going to critique certain things time and time again. But again, that doesn't mean I love the show any less. So yes, guys, that was my thoughts on Voltron Season 8. Tell me in the comments, what did you think of Season 8? Are you like me, that you were just upset and disappointed, but you still at least enjoyed the season? Or did you just completely didn't like it? Or do you think, you know what, no, I think the season was solid? Then let me know in the comments and we can just have a nice wee little conversation. And please, no ship wars, because I feel like as a community we should all now just come together and forget the ship wars when it comes to Voltron. But that's just me, because yeah. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe for more fandom content that you can shake a stick at. And see ya!